Make like I do with the punches and roll me home.
Yeah. Another episode of Toking with Topher. Got Scotty Gherkin, my trusted co-host. That was the 45 with Roll Me Home is our theme song that we always play. Shout out to those guys. Thank you for letting me use their song.
You know what? Get royalties soon.
What?
They're going to get royalties soon.
They're going to come after us. They're going to say, hey, you know what? You're too big.
They deserve it.
They do. That's a great song. I love it. And I've been rolled home.
Out of a turnip, though.
I've been rolled home. People have rolled me home. People literally rolled me home. So I can identify. Today's guest I do have is Scott Hitchcock. He is the CEO of the Missouri Wild Alchemy.
Yeah, Missouri Wild Alchemy.
Missouri Wild Alchemy.
He thinks you're the best in the world.
I do.
Absolutely.
Actually, I do go there. Like I'm there once a week at least.
I'm starting to do that because I've been doing
You're on those mints.
The microdose.
Yeah, I'm doing the
ratio.
same thing.
Yeah, and I love it.
I can't find those anywhere. Either,
I know.
By the way,
Well,
shout out to you guys.
Yeah,
on that.
we have incredible inventory. We have an inventory manager.
Yeah. It's a great inventory. And today I do have to give a shout out to those Cottleville. You know, they're expanding and booming. You know, I love Cottleville because there's a golf cart community, and we golf cart around there all the time. Thrive Dispensary is opened at the old White Castle. Now, here's the funny thing about this. I never thought they would ever get the smell of White Castle out of the building. So I'm like, oh my God, could you imagine going in there and smelling
cheese
weed?
fry strain?
Right. Like everything's burger strain because that's the smell you're going to get when you go in there. Here, smell this. It's cheese fries.
We actually almost went into the White Castle at Lake St. Louis
You
Boulevard.
should have went there. Oh my God.
Well, we got beat out by the source. So yeah, somebody with a lot deeper pockets than the little mom and pop shop.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we looked at that first, and we were calling it the Green Castle.
I can't wait to help you out on this.
Yeah.
I love this. The mom and pop plight is, I love that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I can't wait to hear more about this. So went in there, and they've been carrying, so here's the thing. I mean, they're brand new. They just opened up. They've got several dispensaries in Illinois. From what I know, they're out of Arizona. I think they've got some dispensaries in Arizona. I'm not sure. But they got some really high potency strains, and I was a little curious, so I went in there. They did carry the Vibe 1 gram pre-rolls that I love these. These are my favorite because I like the 5-pack. This is the best deal on pre-rolls you can get. It's 28.10%, okay? And it's a 5-pack for $50, and these are 1 gram pre-rolls, right? So it's you're $10 a pre-roll. It's a pretty good deal. Papa Smurf's birthday cake. That's what we're doing today.
I like Papa Smurf.
So it's Vibe Cannabis. So pretty good deal for that. And I will say this: I've been on the Sturbles. You been on the Sturbles?
I have not.
Okay, so
I'm doing the mints.
Yeah, you're doing the mints. So I'm on these Sturbles.
Fresh breath,
Adolphus will love me for this because I'm still on these things. And I will shout out to Brandon Martin. You know Brandon. He was on here episode 5, I think it was. Talking Terps. This guy's a super. He's amazing. He's super smart. He does work for Missouri Wild Alchemy. And went in to visit him because when Adolphus was on, he was talking about the shakeable thing. Like you could get the stirrables, right? And then you put your stuff in here, and then you shake it up. And I went. They had them. It's like a first drop thing. Adolphus told us, and I went. And Missouri Wild Alchemy had it. I went and got one, and they got recipes in there with these cool to throw your stirrables in. I mean, look at that. Mary Jane's, mojitos and Cosmos.
Mojito Jane, liquid marijuana.
Yeah. So I wanted to tell you guys, if you're low dosing, you're micro dosing when you're out and about, these stirrables are no joke. Go to Missouri Wild Alchemy because I believe they probably still have these.
Yeah, while supplies last.
While supplies last.
We've got the first drop, I think, from Teal with those. But, Teal's real close. They're close friends of ours. They come in all the time. So we handle all their products as well. So
good guys. So here's the biggest question. So me and him, we've talked to all kinds of people. But the most curious thing for me is, and it's right, you're right in my back door, right? You're like a couple miles away.
We're right up the highway, really.
And you're one of the mom and pop.
We are, I think.
The only or one of the only?
We're one of the only. There is one more that I'm aware of. It's down in Nixa, and she is a pharmacist as well that used to work for Walmart, and she quit that, and her husband were also successful in the licensing, and they have one down there as well. But as far as I know, we're one of two in the state.
Wow. I mean, I couldn't imagine. So when you go into the dispensaries now, I mean, I mean, commercials really kind of brought it in here. When you start talking about mom and pop, I could not only imagine, where did you start? How did you start?
Yeah.
You know, like how did this,
we don't have enough time to go through all of it,
like what year did you start? What was the vision? What said, hey, I'm going to go frickin' battle the big boys.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you know, for me, I mean, it kind of started 40 years ago, you know, or whatever it is, a long time ago. I mean, when I was in high school.
Answer.
Yeah. I mean, you know, when I was in high school, like everybody else in the late 70s, early 80s, you know what we done in high school. So,
Right.
So we did that, and then I got an education. I actually got a degree in civil engineering, so I've been a municipal engineer for about the last 30 years, and I went to work for myself in 2016. So that really, in 2016, I started my own engineering company. So that really allowed me to kind of stick my head up and look around and see what was going on. Because when you got a regular job, you know, you're worried about getting through the 8 to 5 on the day. When you're out scrambling by yourself, you are looking for all opportunities that you can get.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Believe me, I know.
Yeah, if a window opens, you know, go look out and see what's there. So, all right, fast forward to 2018. In 2018, November on the ballot, they passed the amendment that legalized medical marijuana, and that was, I guess it was November, December of 18. That next summer, I guess we were in a pool in the backyard, and my daughter. Well, first of all, let me back up a little bit. The ownership structure of our mom and pop shop is me and my wife, my oldest daughter, and my son-in-law. All right. And
Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean it's us four.
Holy shit. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
The control. I mean, God, okay. Keep going.
Yeah. So there's the four of us, and then I have two other daughters too. One of them is a manager at Walmart, so she's got more retail experience than all of us do have put together.
And she's not in your shop?
She was in the shop today. She actually goes in and works for free and stickers product. You know, She just likes to get away from Walmart and just go into the shop. You know, and my youngest daughter actually worked for us at the time, and she's actually moved on. She's with Good Day Farms now.
Oh, wow.
She's the general manager down at their Central West End store, I think. Yeah, so she's climbing the corporate ladder while we're the mom and pop shop.
I heard it takes 300 emails to equal one message back to Good Day Farms. Is what I heard. That's the right word.
Well, they're so large. They are so large. Who knows?
40-something dispensaries.
Yeah, and who knows where that email lands?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. So So anyhow, back to the story.
Yeah, they're big. They're big.
Yeah, they are. Well, they're big in Arkansas.
They're the Walmart of the Walmart of Missouri right now.
They are. But
thanks to Wyatt for that.
Yeah, but I think their general offices are in
Arkansas.
Little Rock.
Yeah, it's in Arkansas.
It's a
yep.
law firm.
If you want to go beat on their door, you got to go across the border. It's weird. Right. It's weird. Like, I can't take weed over here.
Right.
But I need to negotiate something with you, man. So I'm coming over.
Right. It's weird. Absolutely crazy. So anyhow. She works for Good Day Farms. So,
great job, probably. Yeah.
Fast forward to 2019, summertime, in the pool. My oldest daughter has her doctorate degree in pharmacy, so she's a pharmacist. She works for a large corporate pharmacy.
Okay.
So, and my son-in-law is a firefighter. All right, and he was the shop steward, I guess, at one of.
Is that Jason?
Jason's my son-in-law. Yes.
Yeah. I heard his name. I've never met the guy.
Yeah.
I need to meet him.
Yeah, I think he's been in the Diamond. Maybe
I might have met him, but
God,
it's so hard.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. A lot of people in, a lot of people out. No doubt. So anyhow, he was a firefighter, and we're all licensed by the state. Well, Jason and Nikki approached me in 2019 and said, "Hey, you know, they've just passed the medical marijuana law. Are you interested?" And like I said, the window for me is open, you know, because I'm working for myself. I'm like, yeah, what did I know? You know what I mean?
Sounds like a good idea.
Right. Yeah, sounds like a great idea.
that could win.
Oh, yeah, it could, having no really idea at that point what we're up against.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, we're just I'm a mom and pop shop, you know what I mean? Well, I'm engineering all day long, they're pharmacing and, putting out fires all day long. We looked at each other, said, all right, we'll try it. So the way I go at things, it's either you're all in or you're all out. You know what I mean? Like, there's no middle ground.
Right.
You're either going for it at all cost or you're not in.
Wow.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
my life story.
Right. Exactly. I mean, we're talking financially, we're talking the whole ball of wax. You're either all in or you're not all in. You got to be willing to make that, be willing to make that jump.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll try this. So Jason had a couple industry friends or people that were already kind of, they were in the application process. But note, now everybody started back in January in 2019, and we're in the pool, so it's like June. So we're 6 months behind. Mom and pop shop. Don't know what we're doing. You know what I mean? But Jason had a couple contacts, and we sat down, had lunch with the contacts. So contacts like, you guys are crazy, man. He said, no, don't do this. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do this. And like, and that's when I want to do it.
Don't say
What
that.
did you say? No?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So that's when I wanted to do
That's
it,
great.
So I'm like, all right, we'll go for it. So going for it is not just paying your $6,000 application fee and then filling out the application. If you've done that, you're all out. You've lost your money.
Right.
Now note that applying for this, it's a $6,000 application fee that's non-refundable.
Non-refundable. Yeah,
So
we
I mean,
talked about this.
and-
Yeah.
It's putting it on black.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Well, there's even people that stood in line the first day that the state was going to collect the money and gave them their $6,000. Hadn't even seen the application yet. You know what I mean? Just handed them the money.
That would have been me.
It's crazy. Well, we couldn't believe it, and we're like, well, does that give you a leg up? And DHSS like, no, they're just taking their money. And
Because it's based on a lottery.
yeah, it's, well, not no, it was
Yeah.
right.
It should have been.
Right, not based. Yeah, very much not based on a lottery. But
Do you know how pissed off I'd be if the Missouri lottery granted me a micro license right now?
Why?
Because how many times I bought a fucking lottery ticket and I never won?
Right.
You're
It's
gonna give
a
me
lot-
this fucking
your odds are a lot better on this.
Why
than,
give me the $1 billion
I
win?
just bought my Mega Millions,
Yeah,
man.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
got a
I'm
couple
sorry.
of them,
I
too.
got sidetracked.
no,
Sorry.
that happens to me all the time.
Squirrel.
Because the Missouri lottery is controlling the licensing.
Yeah, the
that's all.
micro,
Micro,
yeah.
yeah.
The micros, but but the micro license. So that's $1,500. Or we could talk about that, but
I think
that's
they
like,
should have done it on scratch.
It's refundable.
Yeah,
it's all
$1,500 refundable, but the applications look nothing
Yeah,
alike.
yeah.
Like I've seen both applications, and they're not
Really?
even in the same ballpark.
No shit.
Yeah, not same.
It's going to be very interesting. I will say this about the micro business, whatever. I think it'll be very interesting. When I tried to pin Kevin on this question, I'm pinning him now. I was like, "What do you think about this?" He's like, "Well, where's it been proven yet?" It's
Right.
not really
Nobody's
been
done
proven.
it.
Nobody's really done it. He said, "Well, Illinois." But there's nothing. There's really not that there, So it's not a proven market. It's very interesting to see what's going to happen with this.
I'm kind of curious how it's all going to work because
And is it going to the competition? And there's share. There's going to be cannabis share that people have to get, to make a
absolutely.
business.
Well, they're issuing. If we're going to talk about that a little bit, they're issuing the
sidetrack us.
the six.
I love it.
do
No,
that
I
all
wanna
the
talk
time.
about this.
Yeah, so they're issuing the 6 per congressional district. So there's 8 congressional districts. That's 48. But you're either going to apply for a manufacturing and cultivation license
Or a dispensary.
a dispensary. So
Yep.
there's nothing vertical, and there's nothing
Yeah,
vertical.
you can't own both.
Then
Right.
you can't own both. So you're basically putting two guys in business. If you're talking one dispensary and one grow, that don't know each other. You know, and some of the requirements are, you know, you're supposed to have less than $250,000.
No, right?
That was my biggest thing. We were talking about some of these like
that's how much I pay for my
qualifications,
pool.
and like someone that doesn't have that kind of income, they're going to be looking for investors,
Investors.
anyway.
Right.
Then you know how that can go.
It's going to be a thing.
We'll talk about
and-
that. Yeah.
partners, investors. That's another hurdle that they have to get through to get the places even built out that they've designed.
Well, I will say
And-
this. I used to think that the vertical markets, I was a big proponent when we went medical. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, vertical markets. You're the shit. You know what you're doing. You control it all. And then I fucking learned.
Then it
it's
hit
like
you.
it's like an epiphany. Wait a minute. You know, once Rex started coming into play, and then you see the national brands. What the fuck am I talking about? Vertical, you're fucked, bro.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, national people know what they're doing, and they're coming after your shit. You know, and so then I started thinking about the micro licensing. What do I want to get into? Do I want to be manufacturing? Do I want to be dispensary? For me, right now, the best person in the business is the fucking dispensary. And I will say this, Scott, your company in particular is in a great position because you know what takes another national dispensary 4 days to get done in, say, efficiencies or improvements or whatever.
I can do it in 5
You
minutes.
can do it in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You can buy the product. You can know, and I think that to me, when we start talking about the micro, that's the position I want to be at the end of the day. I want to be the guy. Hey, y'all fucking battle it out. I'm only going to take the best and sell it because that's what people are buying.
That's what we do too, and everybody. I mean, all the manufacturers are really good to us too.
Right.
All the cultivators, they're really good to us.
Yeah.
You know, because we're not vertical.
Right.
You know, we only take the best of the best.
Right.
They know that, so everybody kind of wants to be in our store. And if you've ever been in our store, we
badass.
kind of look a little different even than a lot of the dispensaries do, but that's by design as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I mean, you're short one. You should have a DJ. You know,
A
like
DJ.
in the lobby.
right.
The lobby's now you did do music there.
Yeah.
Wasn't
That's
there a couple
cool.
gals playing in
Yeah,
there
we
one time?
we
Yeah.
do. We have events in there. You know, we're local, man. I don't
Yeah.
have to ask the corporate
I know,
boss.
it's so cool.
You know, whether or not, can I have somebody come in and play the guitar? No, we're going, hey man, bring your guitar in.
100% true. And like shit brands, like if people come in, and, like if I bought if I had 10 people came in and bought a pre-roll from me and came back, and this is fucking it's rolled too tight, it sucked, this infused piece of shit. You could literally be like, we're not fucking carrying it anymore.
No, we're not doing that no more.
You know what I'm saying? Like you can make that decision
Right.
there, and
Right.
I think that's a really positive thing.
Well, we say that. I mean, it's all about our staff. I mean, that's what I said. I don't know why you guys really want me sitting here. I don't know anything about what you
It
guys
had
know
to get
about.
to this point,
Right?
you know?
because the professionals, the guys that really know what's going on and really run the store, are in the store.
So let
You
me ask
know?
you this: so you get into it, you get when you get the license.
Are we going to skip up to there?
Yep, skip over. You get the license.
He has some shit in the middle.
Oh man!
Do you?
Oh my God!
Okay,
There
give it
is
to
so
me.
much
I wanna hear it.
between
I wanna hear it.
between application and get the license. Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
How much hair did you lose?
Oh my God! So we had to talk. We talk with lobbyists. The lobbyists have to get you in contact with the people that are actually going to apply because
And they cost you.
Oh my God! So it all costs money. So because in the application it says how you going to source product.
Right.
Well, I mean, I don't know anybody. Nobody's in the weed business
Well,
in
you
Missouri.
need that lobbyist and his clients to help kind of create the
it's-
collective.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you got to say, well, okay, this guy we believe is applying, and they have agreed to, supply us this. And I mean, we had to go through. Well, there was.
So you actually had to set up. Wait a minute.
Well,
Yeah,
Wait
you
a
had-
minute.
you had
Wait a
your
minute.
chain.
You actually had
Yes,
to set
you
up
had
your fucking
almost a
logistics
supply
setup?
chain
Yeah, the
before.
supply chain. Yeah, they ask you that on the
before
application.
Okay.
before your application's even submitted.
I
So
didn't know
this is
that.
on the application. Oh my God.
Yeah, that
So-
was on ours too.
Yeah. So, okay, that's kind of the how you're going to source your material, which is that's like that much. Is
Let me
damn
ask you this.
application.
I'm just a straight question. I mean, I asked Kevin this too. I'm since cannabis. All right, I'm ex cannabis, and I'm licensed to cultivate in Missouri. Where the fuck does the first plant come from legally?
It's called immaculate conception.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
And I asked Kevin about like where does those 12 strands come from, or where does those 10? Where do they come from? Because legally they can't come in here, right?
No, the state. So in the meetings, that was asked.
That's like a. It's
called.
Which is, like you said, it's immaculate conception.
That's what we called it. It's
What?
immaculate, right?
What?
Right.
I don't even know. I don't even know.
Where did it come from? I don't know,
But
man.
okay, so
That
it's
new
weird.
strain Jesus.
So
is
when we
amazing.
talk about you having to have a supply chain, I mean,
without an industry. And
Yeah.
that's part of the
Yeah, yeah,
application.
yeah.
Aha.
Holy shit.
So you're starting to see some of the.
Yeah.
And this is why, a lot of guys.
kudos to you for
they-
getting through this
Oh,
shit. and
oh
get
boy.
where you're at.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Well, I have to lean on my kids because they're really smart. You know what I mean? They're well educated. I have an engineering background, so I'm familiar with how municipalities work. So I can, kind of
Right.
navigate my
Guide
way
that,
through the
yeah.
red tape.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
order for real
Special
estate
use,
Yeah.
permitting and all
Yeah.
that stuff.
And-
Absolutely.
and I'll get to that too before even we get to after you were licensed because this is like a whole this is like a week story
Right.
getting
Yeah.
up to that. But all right, so you got to get your supply chain together. All right, so I don't know anything about security and how you secure a
Right.
dispensary. Matter of fact, at that point, I don't even know what a damn dispensary looks like. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Going, hey,
Because you had to get blueprints made
yes,
Yep.
prior
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the
what
application.
Absolutely, and that's where my leg up, because I deal with that kind of stuff, and I end up laying it out. But I don't have I don't have a seal. It took an architect
Yeah,
to seal it, but I got buddies that are A's.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean. And I'm an E, so I'm an E seal. So I laid it all out, and a buddy of mine sealed it for me and sent it in. But it was all per code because
Now, did you have to have the building under lease or contract
Yes.
as well?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you're putting your balls on the line basically
I've
prior
got-
to even knowing
yeah,
what the
yeah,
hell's even
right.
going on.
Well, if you want to jump
Like-
jump ahead just a little bit to the real estate, yes, we had. Oh, geez, it took us 6 or 8 weeks or whatever. Jason probably made 500 phone calls and people laughed.
He's
and-
a firefighter, right?
yes.
So there's a part of that the firefighters can, luckily he probably had at least be able to have some civil conversations
Yes.
with people.
Yeah.
Not pull strings because I would
No,
never
no.
suggest that.
Well, there's-
but to have civil conversations about what you're doing with a
Yeah.
new business.
Yeah.
Like, this is a new state-funded, okay thing that we're trying to do.
You can't approach the owners going, "Hey, man, we're
gonna
gonna
sell
put
weed."
we're gonna put one.
No
in your
one's
building.
sending Topher in for that job.
Right, that's probably not a good idea. Yeah, probably not a
I'm here
good
to
idea.
sell weed.
Hey, bro.
Right.
I'm
No
got a
shit.
dispensary going.
We want to put
cool.
this in your building. Yeah, no.
I bet you do there, Panama Red.
So the real estate requirements, we talk about that a little bit. So real estate is you had to be 1,000 foot away from a school, a daycare,
Yep.
or a church. You know how many damn churches there are, man? There's churches in strip malls. You
Oh,
can't,
yeah.
Yeah, you can't hardly throw a stone and not hit a church somewhere. So you have to zone in on, the location that meets all those requirements. Then you have to find an owner of the strip mall or the real estate. I didn't own the real estate, that's willing to lease to you because it's federally illegal.
Yeah.
So if they have a mortgage on the building that they lease, that goes through a bank and it's FDI insured, and it's FDI insured, they can throw you
Holy
out
shit.
immediately.
Never heard of that.
Yes.
I've never heard that. That's fucking gold. That's great. I never heard that hurdle in trying to do that.
Oh,
business.
well, that's
It's
the
great.
hurdle through the real estate. That's the hurdle through
And
the
I will
banking.
say this. I will say this about churches. It's a dying business. I'm just saying, it's a dying industry.
Damn it.
Church is a dying industry.
Just get
so,
rid open one.
I'm
Gherkin
just
business.
saying.
That's a good idea because it's a 501c, I think. Boy,
Yeah.
I think one per county. I think that's all we need.
You
one
come in,
church
you
per
smoke
county.
a joint.
and it's no denomination.
We watch Dazed and Confused, and everyone goes.
I'm thinking of TP.
Hey,
Come
bro,
in and we just pass.
Right.
relax, quit fucking with each other. You know?
Yeah, boy.
Knock your shit off. Get back to work.
Boy, that goes
Don't be a
long
dick.
way. So anyhow, so you have to find a piece of real estate that fits this 1,000-foot rule everywhere.
Yeah.
And you also have to find an owner that's willing to lease to you, knowing that, and you've got to get letters from the real estate guys saying, hey, I am willing to lease this to you, knowing that this is a medical marijuana dispensary. Not a lot of them are willing to do that.
Now,
But
did you
guess what?
sign a long-term lease, or did you do a contingent
6 months.
thing?
So we started. So it was in July, I guess, or August, I guess, when we started. Because when we went at this 1,000 miles an hour because we were 6 months behind.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shit.
So. Yeah, a lot of long nights for me, and them too, I'm sure. But yeah, so we're looking for real estate. We were able to find real estate, but we signed 6 months leases on it. That actually the leases were up on December 31st, 2019, because they were supposed to release the list of licensees on, I want to say, December 13th or something like that. Turns out that they pushed that, which is another story. How we got hosed out of real estate. So we signed contracts, all right. And I'm kind of looking at the big picture, about our, what we're going to apply for. We knew it was going to be a dispensary, and we knew that they were giving 24 dispensaries per congressional district. But we didn't want to drive a whole long way to put our dispensaries or whatever. And Congressional Districts 2 and Congressional Districts 3's line is right through O'Fallon. So we started looking at real estate on the north side of O'Fallon and the south side of O'Fallon, because we've got all this invested in this one dispensary. And when Jesus, for another 30 grand, we can,
Right.
we can, apply for 2 and at least double our odds. But, like winning Mega Millions, doubling your odds. But who knew, but it turned out right.
Can I ask you this about O'Fallon? Mm-hmm. I mean, I grew up in this area. Mm-hmm. I grew up in St. Peter's. I was first graduating class of Ford Zimwald South, right? So I've been here for a long time. How was working with O'Fallon?
Excellent. Yes.
That's what I would think. I would think O'Fallon would be.
O'Fallon,
I
think caters even more to the local
That's
mom
cool
and
to
pop
hear.
shop
That's cool to
than
hear.
the high corporate
Fuck
stuff.
yeah, that's cool to hear.
I like to
unlike
hear that. Fuck yeah,
O'Fallon.
Wentzville is nothing but corporate greed.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, exactly. Well, we have a long history in Wentzville. I've worked for there for quite some time.
Oh wow! Yeah.
Yeah, so I know a lot about Wentzville.
It took a while for dispensary to open in Wentzville.
Well, we
They
got
the Route 66 out there.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, we got squeezed out of that too.
That building?
Well, not that building. I looked at Wentzville, but I worked there for a long time, and it's not the staff's fault in there, but we got kind of regulated out of there. So, I told you about the 1,000-foot rule for the daycare, for the church. Well, they said you could go in I want to say it's planning zone, I don't know what it was, like Office Central or some shit like that. I don't know. It's a very small, there's only one place in Wentzville that's zoned that, and it has crisis nursery in it. So there's like no way.
Right.
And then you'd have to go through the conditional use permit.
Right.
And at that point, nobody really wants a dispensary in their backyard because nobody really knows what it's going to bring or what it's going to do.
Right.
Now it's all cool because we opened up and they seen what we are. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
before they're like, what is this, man? Is this, Cheech and Chong out there selling out of the van? Or, what are these guys doing? So got to get over that stigma. So anyhow, Wentzville's like, nah, we don't want you there. O'Fallon, like, open arms, says, we love it, man.
Yeah, why wouldn't they want the revenue?
Yeah,
I mean,
their planning guy.
they're building a
comes
legal
up.
program.
They're
You,
like,
you
we
have to operate under
Right.
regulations.
Well,
you
that's
fail that, you're done.
O'Fallon for a long time, man. Come on in.
Yeah. Well, that's why there's 5 dispensaries in O'Fallon. In O'Fallon proper, there's 5 of us. We opened the first 2.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So
They got a fucking Panteras in O'Fallon, bro. Of course
Yeah.
they got dispensaries. in
wow,
there.
they got a Panteras.
Yeah.
You know this.
I didn't know.
On the
I'm
South
from Moore
Service
County,
Road,
man. So.
right next
Oh,
to the
shit.
At Home and the
original Panteras.
music reunion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man.
They do the buffet too, which is awesome.
I love Panteras.
It's
I
good
didn't know they're
pizza.
still around.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Panteras
There's
Pizza.
one. There's
Scotty
one,
Gherkin, KC95. Shout out to Panteras Pizza.
Well, that's the one I probably,
carve it
if
out.
it's
Give
still
him a- give
there,
him a
that's
shout
probably
out
the one
to-
I had. It was on Lindbergh.
Home of the hunk.
Home of the hunk.
Home
They're
of the
most
hunk.
Oh, really?
graciously
Okay,
top
yeah, that's
pizza.
where I grew up. I'm on Hazelwood
Home of
Central.
the hunk.
Cheese,
O'Fallon,
meat,
Missouri. Pantera's.
Oh, my
So,
God.
did you grow up out there? Or?
That hunk pizza is
Oh, okay.
amazing.
Right. Oh, right on. That's cool.
It is. That's my favorite.
Pantera is just squirrel.
Yeah, sorry, man.
No, we all were. We started a conversation. You guys know it's great.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it's
yeah.
supposed
Well,
to be.
I mean, yeah, it's like junior high. We go up to Pantera.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so,
Ride your
yeah.
bikes up there, play video
yeah.
games. Get
I
in
imagine,
trouble.
I imagine being the CEO of Missouri Wild Alchemy that you had to put up with a lot of shit. Like, not when I say shit, but I mean it's a new industry in a way. In a way,
we still put up with a lot of shit.
meaning like, how do you navigate? I mean, I guess maybe for a dispensary it'd be a little bit easier than maybe a cultivator or manufacturer. But like with the state changing laws or changing rules or regulations, like like the labeling. So we did a lot of stuff by the labeling, but we've talked to manufacturers and cultivators like, wow, we're fucked and we fucked,
Right,
but you guys are like, nah, well, fuck, we don't care. You fuck
No,
off.
we do care because the regulation falls upon us.
Okay.
All right. So we probably have, I don't know how many SKUs are left, but everything that's sitting on our shelves, we have to relabel.
Okay.
The manufacturer or the growers will send us labels, you know what I mean? But it's our manpower putting on there. It's us that isn't allowed to sell it that it's not labeled right. It's not the cultivator. The cultivator can sell it to us any damn way they want.
Correct.
The manufacturer can sell it to us
True.
any
No
way they
shit.
want.
He's
It's
right.
us.
Any way you'll take it, it's you. That's
Right,
gotta put
it's
the
us.
label.
Okay, because let me ask you this. Does that mean that a manufacturer or a cultivator could send you a product and you could literally take the product and put it in your own packaging?
No.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
so, I mean, that's a weird,
Right,
like,
right.
like that's a weird
Right.
dynamic.
Right. Well, that's not to
Is
say.
it true that the manufacturers can't sell flour? The flour has to come from the cultivators.
Right.
The manufacturers can only do the product.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't
And-
sell you a jar of flour from a
No,
manufacturer. They
No,
can't.
no,
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 they
no,
can't.
no.
Okay,
no.
I did.
Yeah,
I
the
just wanted to
cultivators
clarify.
pre-roll. Right. And like the pre-rolls or whatever go to the manufacturer. The cultivators can't make the pre-roll.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
The dispensaries, wasn't allowed to make pre-rolls, but I think the laws change or is changing.
No shit.
that
Like
we
you
would be
could?
able. Yeah, but I don't want to. I don't want to touch it. You know
Yeah,
what
but
I mean?
you know what? You can market that shit though.
Well,
Fuck,
if
put
we
your
was to do
face
something-
on it. I would love that.
Well, if
I would buy it,
if
your
we would
face
do
is on a
something like
pre-roll,
that,
I'd
we
buy
would
it.
partner. Well, right. On.
See, I'd be like, fuck, I trust that pre-roll.
I like that.
That's
though, yeah.
Hitchcock approved,
Right,
man.
buddy.
Approved, bitch.
Oh shit, psycho. That's what we name it. You know,
Yeah, no shit.
rear view mirror.
Psychos by Hitchcock.
You know, yeah, rear view mirror, but the paranoid factor.
Two colors though. Two colors.
2 colors only.
That's
yes.
it.
Yeah, and THC or marijuana and like this. Huge
That I don't understand.
Biggest
I
font
don't
available.
understand that because you have to be 21 to go in there.
No, you don't. You can.
And I
we
guess
can
they're
have a
worried about it
medical
going
patient.
home.
We can have a medical patient.
Oh,
come
that's
in.
younger. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess going home, they think the kids will see something that's flashy. I mean, we don't really have anything.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's too
It's
flashy
probably-
for me.
I don't
Are
understand it all
these?
either.
Do these pass
No,
with the They do not.
they do not. These are illegal.
Yeah.
Don't- If you see these in the store,
That's something
report
that
'em.
we have to put a sticker over
bullshit.
to sell.
Yeah.
So.
What you had to put a full wrap around?
Oh
it?
yeah, it's
man.
crazy. Yeah.
Look at this shit. You can't even buy this shit now in the store.
And how
Yeah.
much of a
Kids, don't buy this.
investment is that?
Don't be
for you
mesmerized by the
as
color.
as a mom and pop. This
It's a
comes
lot.
down the pipe, and you have to fix this to sell it.
Yes, I don't have any way to track it. You know what I'm saying? I
Do
mean,
the manufacturers help you with it?
Well,
Do they,
yeah.
they're sending you the labels. and
Yeah,
stuff,
they're
but you're still
sending,
putting them on.
yeah, they're sending us a label and they're being nice to us. You know what I mean?
gotta
Because we're
be.
selling their product, but it's a back and forth thing. I mean,
How much cool shit do you guys get like that? You got
Yeah.
like donuts and like koozies, like all kinds of cool shit. I swear
see,
to God.
you say it's cool shit. It's just stuff that
I
stacks
joke.
up in my
I know,
house
I
now.
I know. At some point, it's
We got
too
room
much.
here, man.
Right.
That's so
I
funny.
was going to say that. That's
Oh,
probably the
goddamn.
best part of like being in the business is all the damn swag. I said that the
know.
first 6 months, but now I'm like, nah, I don't want to.
Yeah,
don't, I
you'll
don't,
never
no,
need
I
a
don't
T-shirt.
Need,
You'll
yeah, I'll-
never need a fucking koozie. I know.
Yeah. So
You taking notes?
right. And most of the time, I'm wearing other people's stuff anyhow.
There's
you
no
know?
way. There's no way to advertise. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the one thing about cannabis industry. They don't have TV. They don't have radio. They don't have a lot of things. The internet's kind of sketchy on getting them. You know, tricks to the trade.
Right.
To
Well, I think that's
advertising.
why when
so
we
they have to.
initially
That's they got to go old school and they got to throw T-shirts out and
Oh yeah, and come talk to
this-
you guys.
Well, when we
Yeah.
started this, that was kind of the conversation we had. Is we were going to dispensaries, and there was like a lack of communication. It felt like with the whole genre of people that go to them. Like, do you go to them? Do you not? You know, now that it's rec,
Well, it's all
everybody wanted to go.
secret.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what
I
I
don't
mean?
want to get a medical card because I can't buy a gun. And, you know, all these questions. You know, stuff like that.
fake news.
And
Well,
we want, and we
fake
wanted to
ass news.
create this to educate people on what is real and what isn't.
We wanted
while
to do-
having fun and talking to people that actually did it.
We wanted to do the same thing kind of with our staff, but we can't get the time to do it.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Because there's just so much changing and so much
Fuck
going
yeah.
on all the time.
You got to run a business.
Yes,
Right.
and that's why I really appreciate you guys having us on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? To
absolutely.
be able to talk about how this got going. I don't think we can do this in one episode because I mean the story is huge.
Well, you
Yeah.
can always come back.
No, well,
Yeah, we can always come back. We got to get Brandon back too. We got to tuck Terps.
Yeah.
Or
See,
Terps.
See, my staff is
He
really,
geeks
or
me
our
out.
staff is really who you need to talk to.
Yeah,
that
no,
really
we know who to talk to, Scott.
Well,
we called you in for the
okay.
fucking business side of it.
right.
Bro,
and we're
not-
talking about
did
Panteras Pizza.
Did I ask you about one terpene yet?
haven't.
I have
Thank
not.
God.
See, I'm fucking like, I don't even know.
Did you get that quiz?
So we
Right. Oh, no.
terpene quiz.
Well, I'm really good test taker, though. Remember, I have an engineering background.
You're like, you know what? Statistically, I could make this work.
right. And the answer is C.
Yeah. So
anyhow.
Oh my God! That's
So,
So
yes.
when you guys, so that's the thing, I know you guys started out with 2 dispensaries,
Yes.
and you
yeah.
spun one off to GDF.
We did.
and which is fine. I mean, fuck it. I get it.
We had to financially.
Fuck, I get. That's what I'm saying. I get
so
it.
after the huge, the huge application process and all the resources and all the money we had in it, you know what I mean? Thankfully,
Fuck yeah.
we got notified. Well, actually, Jason got notified via email that we were successful on one. We're like, holy shit, no kidding, you gotta be kidding me.
Holy
Oh my
shit,
God.
yeah.
Thank God.
My butt puckered.
Yeah.
Just hearing
and
the news again.
Then we got notification.
Then the shit hit the fan.
Well, we got the notification. We got the second one going. Fuck, how are we gonna finance this?
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, I can't borrow money from a bank,
Right.
for that. So, yeah, financing
Oh,
kind of fell.
God,
Yeah, and at the same time, so we got notified. Well, let me back up just a little bit. So we supposed to be notified on December. I want to say 13th, might have been 18th, or right in there by Christmas. Anyhow, it was before Christmas. We were paying lease on 2 buildings, all right, because we had to have 2 buildings
Right.
because we had 2 applications. So, yeah,
Right.
so we were paying rent on both of those. And, Department of Health and Senior Services says, well, we're not going to issue the licenses until January the 23rd. So my leases ran out. So... yeah. So, January 23rd.
So now you're doing January to June.
Well,
keep 'em.
No, we call real estate guys. So we call a real estate guy, and being a naive, I don't know. I don't know that I'm naive, but I don't do business that way. You know, what I
Right,
mean?
right.
I call the guy on the phone, or we talk to him, and say, hey, the DHSS isn't releasing any information until January 23rd. Will you honor? Now, no, I've just paid 6 months of damn lease money to you. There ain't nobody in the building.
Right.
You know what I mean? Going, can you give us?
Can you give us a month?
Yeah, give me a month, and then we'll know whether or not, what's going on. Oh, sure, no problem. Yeah, no big deal. January 23rd, we were notified that we had both dispensaries. One guy honored the deal. That's where we're at Lake St. Louis Boulevard and on West Terra.
Yeah.
The other guy did not. He said, your lease ran out December 31st. He said, I'm not leasing to you, because he went into it knowing that the odds were like astronomical that we would be,
So he
selected.
took the rent for 6
Yes.
months.
Right.
Yeah, he rented the building for 6 months because this rent is when COVID was going on.
Oh my Lord.
You know what I'm saying? So nobody
That's
was
some
renting.
shady shit right there.
Oh yeah, believe me.
Wow.
So yeah.
Hey, we've dealt with our fair share of
Yeah,
shady shit at this point.
we've been
too,
in it.
you know, dealing with MIP
We're
licenses
still
and
doing
stuff.
it. We're in the middle of MIP licenses right now, me and him.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
which is I will say this. I know that like the onslaught of weed, you know, the Missouri bust of weed was pretty cool. Like, oh my God, exclusive to get this license. But, you know, as years start to pan out, the licenses are popping up, you know, and people are fucking up. People are failing. Licenses do come
People
up.
are arguing
They are.
because
You
they got
know,
too many
this-
people in the
yeah,
business.
come
Oh
on,
my
a lot of
God.
You
shit's
know,
happening.
hence
I mean,
partners and crap.
we
yeah.
found that there's licenses that are popping up,
Oh, yeah.
and there's, you know, I mean, there is, it's a leveling out of the industry, hopefully,
Right.
for everything. You know, you
Well,
get-
we call it consolidation. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
consolidating right now.
Yeah.
So I kind of look at it like the car manufacturers around the turn of the century. You had 150 manufacturers. You know what I
Right.
mean? So fast forward to 1925 or whatever, you're down to 50 manufacturers. Fast forward another 15 or 20 years, you're down to General Motors, Chrysler, Ford. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So
Yeah.
that's what
Right.
you're going on right now. You know, like Good Day Farms. I think they have
Gobbling it up like
26
Pac-Man.
or 30 dispensaries. Proper, and boys, Proper though, I think they just picked up another 4 dispensaries.
yeah, they just
so-
did in Bliss. So
Yeah,
you know,
just
they
did
got
in
a couple
Bliss.
of us,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Proper, great guys too, man.
Yeah, oh,
So, so
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about them
Yeah.
and the way they operate.
Yeah, they
and
have
too.
they have really good flour. They have.
Do you guys sell proper at
Yeah.
your dispensary? Okay,
We
you
do, yeah.
Yeah.
Proper's
I don't deal with the flour. Just,
Right.
I don't smoke.
Yeah.
a lot
Well,
of
I don't
flour,
deal with
so-
it either. I pay the bills though. So.
Yeah. do you
Yeah.
partake? Do you? I mean, do you? At this point,
yeah,
I mean,
well,
a little different than
yeah, a little-
obviously high school.
Yeah, a little different than well, the weed's a lot different than it was in high
Yes,
school. You
yeah.
know, the old brick, the old brick. You know, you
Chisel
like
it
pinch it
off.
off, and it's got seeds in it. And you take
Yep.
your Black Sabbath album,
Yep.
and you open it up, and use your driver's license.
Skim it up.
Oh yeah. So it's not like that anymore.
I bought him a gift about 2 weeks ago.
It's right over there, the Cheech and Chong album with the
With the paper.
Yeah,
the
with
paper.
the paper. I found it on eBay.
Holy shit, man!
Yeah.
I've got it, but the paper's gone.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Did you roll it up?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You didn't get to enjoy that.
I don't know if I did or not.
Damn it.
I don't. That was a long time ago.
No
40,
shit, right? Well, I got it with the
40 years ago.
insert.
Or something like that.
We could talk forever about this. One thing I do want to say is I do love coming into your store, because you do have the shit that I like. You know, I mean, it seems like,
That's kudos to our inventory
Yeah.
manager and Jason. I
Yeah.
mean, they're working the streets and figuring out what the good stuff is.
It's a great store, and I do like coming into it, and I do like your story. You know, I mean, we've had Brandon in here, and I've talked to him, and we love your story. We're gonna follow it because it's right down the street. You know,
Yeah, oh,
and,
yeah.
And
I
I do
go
have
there.
I do have some Mofo 20 news I want to go into. Micro license scam. So here's the one thing. I will just say this. There was an article recently put out about there's companies out there saying, we'll get you your micro license, blah, 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 blah. Don't fall for it, people. It's a scam. Okay? Simple as that. You got to do the shit through the state. Don't fuck with the people. Don't waste your money.
And the application process is very simple.
Yeah, it's super
For the
simple.
micro?
Yes,
Yeah.
super simple. So
Much so more than
Oh
the
my
original.
God! Yeah,
Like, they've
don't hire
streamlined that.
somebody. I'm not trying to jump the shark here.
Come
but
on, you're right.
Yeah,
Scott,
don't-
You're right.
Don't hire somebody to do it. Do it yourself.
Yeah. And there's nobody that's going to do it for you. If you can't do it, then there's nobody.
You shouldn't
to
be
do
in the
it.
business.
Yeah. If you no shit.
Yeah.
No, good point, Scott. Good point. The other thing I want to say, this hit last week. I want to bring this up. Over 200 products was pulled from the shelves between Tuesday and Wednesday of last week, and it was pulled by the state. Off all the dispensary shelves, and it's kind of hit the news waves and a little bit of a shock in the industry as to what's going on and what is happening. I won't officially name the products that were pulled from the shelves. I've had some names thrown at me, some names that have been said to me, but I don't want to mention them because, you know, God forbid it's false persecution or whatever. So we're not going to do that. But what I will tell you is what I do know about this situation is this all comes from a large investigation that originated in Oklahoma. There was a large distillate lab in Oklahoma that was Chinese owned, is what I know. and that they were converting bad distillate. And somehow that investigation resulted in finding information and invoices that traced back to Missouri products. And those products, until the investigation has been finalized, have been quarantined. Now, there was initially a lot of knee-jerk reaction, and a lot of products got pulled. And they were like, oh, my God, this has been pulled, and oh, my God, these people are fucked. Well, you know what? Let the dust settle. It's kind of coming down to a few manufacturers. I know that I have faith in the system that they will be, persecuted in the best way they should be for using bad distillate, if that's the way it comes down.
Well, if they got it from Oklahoma and it's in Missouri, they should lose their license.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
They should not be allowed. Their company should not be allowed to operate in the state of Missouri if they're going to play the game right. If they're going to be fair.
Well, they have to play the game right because the rest of us do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is what the regulations were meant for to do.
Yes.
We
are on the actual dotted line, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we are straight as an arrow.
Yeah.
So giving me this crap.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
No, I mean, I don't blame
because
you at all. I agree with you.
So somebody else does that in Oklahoma or brings it across the line, and then I'm sitting on $40,000 worth of inventory that I can't sell.
do nothing with. Right.
So
that you've
thank
already
you.
paid for. Right. Absolutely.
Especially if they're going to pull it, they should pay all that money.
But
Absolutely.
they won't. There ain't going to be no money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're going to be giving it away.
We'll be looking at the products we got sitting there, and DHSS will say, destroy. So, all right. There it goes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I bought that. You know what I mean? We're not on a, on a 30-day thing. I mean, well, I
can't
buy
return it. You can't return it?
No, it's non-returnable once we get it, man. So, well, I'm saying, you say, oh, yeah, the dispensary's the way to go. I'm going, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
I
mean, I think you're at risk at any one of them you do if you're not operating properly. I mean,
Right.
Yeah.
Come
you
on,
got to
man.
dot your
You know
I's,
what?
cross your
Let's
T's,
crazy not
follow
to.
We're
regulations,
lucky to even be
compliance.
here. You got to fuck it up. Come on, quit fucking it up
Yeah.
for us all.
Right.
You know?
And it does put a stigma on the whole industry.
It
When you
does.
start to
It
see
does.
that, then
It
you're like, well,
does.
what brands did this?
It does.
Because we knew that we got hit hard with recreational. We
Right.
knew that we weren't, the structure wasn't there to support it.
Right.
They were not expecting that to happen.
Right.
Not that big anyway.
Not that big.
Yeah,
Right.
and it that obviously caused a shortage, which is why I'm sure that stuff ended up in the they needed to make products.
They did.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's unfortunate. And hopefully that's the thing. I mean, as much as I love weed, look to me, man, got to do it legal. We're trying to do it legal, and we should be doing it legal.
Right.
The state gave us the open book, man. We're one of the best states in the fucking country.
Yeah.
So
They're not the only person to do it, though. I mean, there was a cultivator. As a matter of fact, there's two cultivators that were together right out of the gate, man. They they didn't comply, and they got their license pulled.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, after you've got all of this money
All
and
this shit,
manpower and
right.
everything in it, why would you not?
Right.
Yeah, why
Come
would
on,
you not
man.
follow
And
the
you
rules?
know this because you personally went through it.
Yes.
Like holy shit.
Right, like,
Yeah. It's
why,
like
why- I don't get it.
Yeah, it doesn't make
It was
a lot
like
of
the
sense.
cookies dispensary in like Maryland, right? So they opened up, and 2 weeks later, they were shut down, and their license was pulled because they had some kind of smoke machine that they could burn the weed on the inside of the shop, and the smoke was blowing out of the back, and so people were just standing around the back of the dispensary, fucking getting high. And I was like,
all the homeless just.
I was like, wait a minute.
I'm
you
thinking
know?
Steve's
Like
hot
10
dogs,
year, yeah.
man. I'm thinking.
I kind of thought
You wouldn't even have to be homeless. Just pitch a tent. I'm gonna go camping this weekend. Back by the guy in the cookies.
I kind of thought if you were as big as cookies, you just pay for a manufacturing license just to get that in the news. Like, hey, man,
You could, but
fuck,
you're,
then
you're
I'm
also
thinking, that's a
eliminating
lot
the
of
market
money.
from your
Yeah.
portfolio,
Yeah.
which probably makes quite a bit of money for them.
Probably,
you know?
yeah.
So the moral of the story is the products. Let the news tell you what's going on. Keep your ears to the grindstone. Get what you like. Talk to your bud tenders. Certainly the guys at Missouri Wild Alchemy, Brandon and his team, can steer in the right direction. And I would not be remiss without shouting out to my boy Wyatt. over
Thanks,
here,
Wyatt.
our audiovisual, and his Gruen. So Gruen edibles. I know you guys carry these.
We do.
Missouri Wild. They've got a lot of ratio stuff coming out that you guys will be liking, and the chocolates that they'll be coming out over in the fall. I think they're out. The 100
Do we have
milligrams.
You might have just put an order.
Okay, right on.
Yeah, it's
Right
literally
on.
like an Andes mint.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah, yeah.
100 milligrams.
Not that one yet. It'll be a full bar first.
Oh, you're doing that one?
The
When's that one coming out? When's that one coming?
sometime later on this.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
paid a Gruen invoice. I mean, it was on.
Oh, yeah, it was a big one, right?
Oh, there's another one coming.
Yeah, no kidding.
We're selling them out. So, you know what? Check it out. I will have these guys on again. I love talking with Scott and Kim back here. She's, if you saw her in the background.
Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah, you probably do, actually.
She's Missouri Wild Alchemy. They are in O'Fallon, so you can give them the address.
It's 2173 West Hare, right next to El Mazone. Yeah. So go. What I tell everybody is like, hey, you know,
sure they love you
have
there.
your husband take your wife or whatever. Go get something to eat because El Mazone's really good.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, get a taco and a burrito on one side and come over and get something from us.
And you guys do sell the CBD products there
Yes.
as well, and your dog treats.
Yeah,
things like that
yes.
for the
They-
dogs. I
Well,
mean,
see,
Yep, right in the lobby. They
Yeah, well, see, that's something else too. You know, a lot of your vertical guys and your big guys, the corporate guys won't sell that stuff, and a lot of municipalities won't let you.
Right.
So O'Fallon lets us sell, you know, accessories and the CBD, so we take advantage of it.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
why would you want to go somewhere else when you can come in and get everything that you need to smoke and for CBD and your bass bombs and for your pet? And we even got some rocks in there. We got some smudge. You know,
yeah, I saw the
they got all
stones.
those-
yeah,
my
the
daughter's
stones
into
and
stones
stuff. You know, it's
stuff
kind
like
of
that.
alchemy.
Some
I mean, we
crystals.
next time we'll talk about how the name came about. but
Oh, yeah.
whatever, yeah.
How did the name come about?
Well, we could do it now.
It's a long story.
That's
Again,
all
right.
well, anyhow, yeah. Anyhow, I
We're gonna do a
You
reel.
got 45. No, I'm just
Sorry.
kidding.
Well, yeah, right. Dick. So one of my other side hustles is we live on a farm. All right, so I raise grass-fed beef. All right, so I've got belted
Grandfather was
Galloways.
a cattle farmer.
Right on. So that's what I do for fun, really. That's like my happy place with the ladies, like the cows out there. But anyhow, you know, it keeps me sane, that and live music. But
There you go.
So we sold quarters and we sold halves and we sold cows. And I sold one to a guy that I worked with at the city of Wentzville, but it was supposed to go to market and I couldn't catch it. You know, it's like, man, I cannot catch a damn cow to put it on the truck to take it to market. And he goes, oh, that's a wild cow, you know? And he says, you could mark that up, you know, that's more expensive. And I'm like, well, okay, Missouri Wild Beef Company. So I started that in probably 2002, and then fast forward to our application process. My kids are like, I love the name Missouri Wild. Let's name it Missouri Wild Apothecary, which is the name of our store is Apothecary, and Apothecary is like an old time, you know, pharmacy is what it is.
Like witchy shit.
Right, and but
Like
it
making
said,
shit.
yeah, exactly, like the stones
Natural
and the
shit, yeah.
stones and the smudge stuff and all that. So
Sage.
yeah,
All that stuff.
Now in the application process, it
big.
said you cannot call your company an apothecary, a pharmacy, a pharmacology. I don't know. They had like a punch list. of stuff.
Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, to make it sound like a pharmacy, you can't do that unless you have a pharmacist on staff. Voila! My oldest daughter is a pharmacist.
Oh, wow.
So we kind of went at the application process going, we're going to name it Missouri Wild Apothecary. So when you're going through the application, you know we've got a pharmacist that's involved in this. This is going to put our application on top. It's either going to get thrown out or we're going to get into the bucket.
Right.
One or the other. You know what I mean?
Nice.
So like I said, you're either all in or you're all out.
Yeah.
So, you know, we's all in on that.
That's
end.
cool.
So now we get licensed. So the Department of Pharmacy must have read who the successful licenses were. And they said, Missouri Wild Apothecary, wait a minute, you can't name that in the state. Now the application said you could, but the Board of Pharmacy said you couldn't. So we got a letter in the mail saying, okay, if you open up as Missouri Wild Apothecary, we're going to charge you all with Class D felonies. So we're like, shit, man, we've already got like
Why
T-shirts
would they
and
even
stuff.
allow you to do it? Go ahead and open it, but we're gonna
Right.
You're like, what?
We're going to charge with Class D felonies. We're like, damn. So now we've got merch and stuff that's already branded MWA. You know what I mean? We're like Missouri Wild Apothecary, but shit, now what are we going to do? Apothecary, okay. Kind of chemistry, making, you know, gold out of lead. You know what I mean? Actually, one of the definitions of alchemy is taking something ordinary and making it extraordinary. You know what I mean? So
Coal
we're like,
into a
okay,
diamond.
MWA,
Yeah.
we'll name it alchemy, which actually kind
Cool.
of backfired us on a little bit because we couldn't put cannabis dispensary on our name because it wasn't part of our name, so nobody knew what it was. So they thought we sold birds.
Oh yeah. Well, I see that you have dispensary on there now.
Now we do
Yeah.
because they've changed the law. When we
Right.
opened, you couldn't
wouldn't-
it say Missouri Wild Alchemy. We had people coming in going, "Yeah, you a bird store?" And I'm like, "Well, no, birds
Oh
and
my
bird
God,
seed and
that's crazy.
right." Yeah, like a nature store. Well, we are kind of.
Yeah.
So
Like-
we're branding it ourselves. We're making the alchemy like,
like it.
Weed. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we need to get like you should grow your beard out and be like the wizard. of
The wizard.
alchemy.
Yeah, right.
The Wizard of Alchemy.
Right.
Yeah, come
Yeah,
out with like a
put-
wizard outfit.
Right.
The alchemy.
I have a big. We need to make him a big staff.
Right.
Out of we'll epoxy coat a big pot leaf or a pot branch. You know, like the whole root and
Right.
stem. Like
I see a 420 party that's going to be out of this world next year.
Yeah, no
I
kidding,
swear
man.
to God.
Well, I might wear that during your October party at the club. Man.
there you go.
Well, guys, we've had another great show. Get out to Missouri Wild Alchemy in O'Fallon. You know, I love these guys. You'll love these guys.
It's a
If you
great
have
store.
questions, they have the answers. And I know you're on the mints, and I always go there and get my teals. And, you know, I get a lot of shit there. They got these ABVs, too. I love those. So that's it. Love you guys. Stay high.
Punches and rattle me
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's